And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon. Pat Garianis, our producer to my right. Mike Lang up in the bleachers. He'll be on the camera today. It's going to be our final matchup of the regular season here this year in the state of Delaware. It's Wednesday, February 23rd, the last day as we get ready for the seedings to be revealed on Friday. And, Coach, we've got a big one. It's William Penn coming in at our 8th-ranked spot against Appoquinimink, number 9 in our Delaware Live Sports Top 10 rankings. But a lot more on the stake today, Coach. If Appoquinimink's able to come on the road and get the win here against William Penn like the Colonials did back in the beginning of the year at Appoquinimink, they'll be looking at a Flight A title. But if William Penn's able to get the win here at home over Appo, Middletown, they'll be the Flight A champions, Coach. And Middletown, they're in the building here today just to see how this one turns out.
Well, I can't blame them. This should be an excellent game here this afternoon and then into the evening. Two really good teams playing at a high level. They met once earlier in the year. William Penn was able to pull that one out 56-55 back in December. These two teams love to get up and down the court. Two not veteran coaches. Tom Purse has been at Appo for about 7 years now, and then Gary Lumpkin in his 2nd year, but he is a veteran, a great player himself here at William Penn, played at Xavier, played some pro ball, came back a few years ago to assist Steve Christensen, and then eventually took over the reins when Steve retired 2 years ago. But his team plays very hard. They're very physical, a lot of fun to watch. Appo's got some great size, has some excellent long-range shooters, loves to get up and down the court. Should be a really good tilt here this afternoon.
And, Coach, you mentioned the win for William Penn on the road back on December 14th. We had the luxury of doing that game back then. It was a Gabe Valmont game winner, a deep three at the buzzer to lift William Penn past the Jaguars. You look at the box score from back on December 14th. Valmont had 25 points. Corey Mitchell was second with 10, and those were the only two double-digit scores William Penn saw. But as the season has kind of progressed, they're getting pitched in scoring-wise from a bunch of other guys, and one of those guys who's really been lighting it up now, and that's Jalen Sample.
Well, I saw him down at the Shawanglaw Classic, Nick, and he played fabulously. He is an excellent mid-range and long-range shooter. He can do destructive things off the dribble, gets inside, a creative finisher, excellent in the open court. He's got to be well guarded, especially when they're in transition. And Valmont looks for him quite often. They really play off of one another quite well.
Yeah, they're maybe one of the best backcourts here in the state of Delaware as we approach tournament time for Appoquinimink. Back then, it was, again, a 1-point loss for them. They were led by Eric Mathang, the guard forward, the sophomore that's athletic, can do it all on the floor. And maybe not the guy you're looking to lead you in scoring every game. He certainly did there, and they're going to have to try to get some other guys to pitch in as well. Owen Parrish, he had 7 in the matchup. We saw him have a huge game against Salesianum, and I believe there was no Tommy Vaughn Jr. even playing for Appoquinimink back on December 14th. He'll obviously help out the Jaguars here today.
You spoke about Mathang, and I really like him. He's a very solid player, does a lot of things to help his team win. He's only a sophomore. Vaughn, also only a sophomore, is an excellent combo guard. He can handle it. He can also play off, runs off screens quite well. He is really good in the mid-range, excellent getting to the basket, and a very physical player. He can finish on some offensive rebounds as well. So a nice group of young players for Tom Purse and the Jaguars.
So again, a moment away from tip-off here at William Penn High School between Appoquinimink and William Penn. It's senior night here for the Colonials. It'll be Gabe Valmont, Jasir Fawcett-Kelly, Jonathan Kilson, Ben Vaughn, and Jordan Moore. They were all honored just moments ago here before the game. But before we progress, we'll give a little update on the top 10 heading into this week. Obviously, it's going to be a little different when the seedings come out this Friday, as we're getting some wind at our back now with a couple doors open here, cooling us down a little bit here in Newcastle. But just to take a look now at the last top 10 here as we head into the playoffs, the number 1 team coming off a big win over Salesianum last week was Howard. Number 2, Dover. Number 3, Sally's. Number 4, Tower Hill. 5, Caravels. The Bucks remain hot with the win last night. A comeback win over St. Elizabeth's. Middletown 6, Sanford 7, William Penn 8, Appo 9, and then rounding out our top 10 is Seaford, who in a couple other top 10s you might not have seen them. They are in at number 10. For us is our final top 10 of the week.
Well, Nick, that's certainly a really good list of high-caliber teams. Right now, if you were to look at the points, I think Caravel and Sally's are tied at the top for the number 1 position. Now, of course, all that can still change. We have games coming in this evening that can affect it. We talked at length about that last night. 1 point can sometimes move a team 1 or 2 or 3 places depending on the dominator they're using, the divisor, so to speak, depending on how many games a team is playing in the regular season.
Again, getting through introductions. We'll get you starting lineup soon here in just a moment from William Penn. To recap again, if Appo's able to get the win here on the road, they will be your Flight A champions. William Penn, if they're able to steal this one, Middletown would be your Flight A champions, and then the winner of the Flight A is going to be playing Howard on Saturday. So another one circle. That one should be a great one there as well.
Well, I think it's neat that the tradition still is alive that the Flight A and Flight B champion play. And it's good because those teams typically have a bye in the first round, so they won't be playing until Thursday, so you can use that as a very organized scrimmage, a game. You're playing for a lot of pride. It won't affect the seedings or anything, but it gives you an opportunity maybe to work on some things you might be doing in the tournament. So I think it's great that those games still take place.
I could not agree more. Again, Howard, one of the teams we had a chance to check out this year. Definitely one of the top teams in the state. It's going to be a very exciting tournament. Again, everything's going to be revealed on Friday morning as we gear up for playoff time. Final day of the regular season. Again, Nick Allison alongside the coach Bill Harmon. Pat Garianis to our right, and Mike Lang up in the bleachers. Pop sitting behind us as well. As we are going to get the starting lineups, and we're going to take a break right for the national anthem, and then Coach and I will be back with you for tip-off. So we'll pause now as we get ready for the national anthem, and when we come back, it's going to be tip-off right here from Newcastle.
We all know that choosing the right company for home preservation can be challenging. Your home is your castle, and only the best and most trusted will work, right? Of course. So why is Ace Handyman Services different and the right choice? We take great pride in our easy, no-hassle scheduling and communication process. You call, we answer, and we listen. Or take advantage of online booking 24/7. Once we understand your home needs, we schedule a craftsman to arrive at a convenient time for you. You then receive a pre-call the night before from your craftsman. On my way text notification so you know when to expect your craftsman to arrive. Regular updates on the progress of your job. Even follow-up prior to any warranty expiration dates. Easy, convenient, no surprises, ever. Our commitment is to treat your home, your family, your time, and your privacy with respect. Rest assured, you are always our top priority. Our multi-skilled craftsmen will complete the work on your home in a workmanlike manner. If we don't, we'll come back to make it right. It's what we do and have been since 1998. Simply put, we're different. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Cameron.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison-Drini alongside Bill Harmon, Pat Garianis, Mike Lang. Pops all here on hand in Newcastle. It's a big matchup. Number 9, Appoquinimink coming on the road to take on number 8, William Penn, but a lot more on the line than just top 10 rankings here. As Appoquinimink looking to take home the Flight A. They could do so with a victory here against William Penn, but Middletown, they're in the house, Coach. They're going to be rooting for William Penn because if William Penn gets the victory, they're the Flight A champs.
Nick, I think this is going to be a very emotional game. Both teams are coming in playing at a high level. Appoquinimink obviously trying to get a little revenge from that loss early in the season back in December to William Penn and at home. Appo's typically a very good home team, but they've also taken their game well on the road. This should be an excellent ball game here.
And we are underway. Tip-off, I believe, as Burlew hits it out of bounds. So, well, it'll stay with Appoquinimink out of the tip. So here we go. Coach, we're underway. No time off the clock just yet, but the game has begun here at William Penn. Your starters here for Appoquinimink. It's going to be Hodge Bell Tommy Vaughn Jr., Eric Mathang, Nathaniel Burlew as Vaughn gets inside, and Christian Barksdale. Appo going to try to get on the board first. Long three in the corner, overshot, but right into the hands of Hodge Bell, who will elevate for two. That one off the mark. Jordan Moore going to go get the rebound.
Well, Appoquinimink is very good at attacking the offensive glass. They have excellent size. They commit their guards. Look for them to try to get some extra shots that way. William Penn, on the other hand, if they can control the glass, they may be able to get some transition baskets. There was actually a leak out on that play that would have resulted in an easy basket had the William Penn rebounder not been called for a walk.
Yeah, first turnover of the ball game goes to William Penn after the rebound. So Appo gets it back. Hodge Bell going to run the offense here with 7:25 going in the first. He'll think about the three. Now over to Burlew. Back up top now to Bell. And he's just going to pull up in rhythm three, and a little bit short on that one. And you mentioned the adrenaline and the emotion here as we begin quarter number one.
Well, 2 air balls already by Appoquinimink. A little unusual, but I think it is the emotion. They'll have to settle down just a little bit. William Penn plays man-to-man and plays it very aggressively. They'll get up in your body and really try to force action. And then the same thing Appo does, though they will play a little bit more of a softer man-to-man with some switching.
Gabe Valmont, 25, and the game winner at the buzzer back in December to lift William Penn past Appoquinimink on the road. Sample trying to put it on the floor. Ball tipped around into the corner, saved by William Penn. Here's Jaden Guy to hands off to Jordan Moore. A nice recovery underneath by Eric Mathang, but not without getting too much contact on Moore as he went up.
Well, Moore went in for the dunk, left his feet, and that exposed him to the blocker. So many players, that's what they want to do early on. They want to kind of set the tone for the game and get a big dunk, but you would have been better off there maybe faking stepping under. He would have gotten probably a true old-fashioned or what we'll call an original three-point play.
Jordan Moore now to the free throw line, a little bit long on the first free throw. Jordan Moore, part of the Pat Garianis team coming into the season. Having a good year here as the senior for William Penn. Kind of does it all. He rebounds, he plays hard out there. He'll be all over the floor for the Colonials tonight. Second free throw up and also off the mark. Appo with the rebound.
And that was a great find by Jaden Guy, who's terrific at penetration.
There's a steal now for William Penn. Colonials the other way. Up ahead, Devon. He's up, and that one rolls out as well. And some lids on top of the baskets here early in the first for both teams.
And we talked about that emotion. It's so important that players just kind of keep a very level head about them. Yes, it's an important game and a fun game, a nice crowd, but to play your best, you need to be emotionally stable.
Appo now to inbound. 6:25 remaining, quarter number one. Still looking for our first field goal of the contest. They'll kick it into the corner. Tommy Vaughn Jr. elevates and knocks down the baseline jumper.
Well, we talked about Vaughn in the pregame show. He is very good in the mid-range, good off the dribble as well. So many players in today's game are either good at the rim or good off the catch and shoot, but Vaughn, one of those that are very good off the dribble.
So here's Vaughn now up top, going to try to take Mathang inside. He'll stop his dribble. Here comes Sample, trying to get baseline, lost his footing, and now here come the Jaguars out of the pack with the basketball. Now they'll reset it up top here. Appo up 2-0. Here's Barksdale as Jordan Moore steps out on him straight away, top of the key.
Well, Barksdale is a very clever ball handler. He looks to probe at times. They are looking for William Penn to be switching this high ball screen, which they have been doing early on in the game. Here's
Hodge Bell trying to back down Valmont, trying to get it back up top. Active hands by Emmanuel Baum, takes it away. 3-on-1 for William Penn. But how about that recovery as Baum kind of lost it on his way up. Now here come the Jaguars. Vaughn Jr. in transition will pull up. He's short on that one. And hold on, Coach, it's a track meet here at William Penn. Going the other way, stolen right back by Barksdale.
Well, that's a fourth turnover for William Penn, just playing much too fast early on, trying to push the transition game as best they can.
Moore got a hand on the Burlew, shot underneath. Vaughn was able to regather it, and then it bounces out of play, last touched by Appoquinimink. So William Penn going to get it back, and we've been racing up and down the court here early in quarter number one.
Vaughn, a tough guy, just ripped that ball out as you well described. What he was looking for was for Burlew to step underneath. He dropped the pass off, but Burlew had decided to fade. And that's a lot of players in today's game don't do. They need to work themselves towards the basket more often, and they'll be the recipient of good passes from good players.
Now we have a whistle. This guy just going to drop the basketball, I believe. As now Jaden Guy going to head over to talk to head coach Gary Lumpkin. Just a little stoppage here. Again, not sure the reasoning behind it is Oh, he had a clock issue. Thank you, Pat Garianis. And
That was the
Pat
only
on top
thing it
of it.
could have been.
Yeah.
The ball was live and in play.
So William Penn going to have some subs. Welcome, Michael Wilmore going to get fast into the game here for William Penn as we take under 5 minutes here in the opening quarter. Get it up top to Valmont, right back to Jordan Moore, who comes free off the screen, but Berlew sends the shot back.
Berlew is an excellent shot blocker, stays on his feet and waits for the opposition to shoot and leave the ground.
Another turnover here. This time it's Hodge Bell. A little bit too much momentum going forward. He'll get carried, held the ball up there a little bit too long, and a turnover for Appo.
Well, Valmont does a really nice job of orchestrating this William Penn offense. They don't play off the ball at times, but they're really best off when he is making penetrative moves.
Trying to free up Jalen Sample. Had some room for the three, way off the mark. Now here comes Appo in transition. Tommy Vaughn with the English off the glass.
And so many times people talk about turnovers and how they happen, but a bad shot can act as a turnover, and that's exactly what happened there. A quick outlet, and then Vaughn with a very clever and creative finish on the weak side.
Some subs for both teams. Appo, it's going to be Jason Young, the senior guard, 6 foot, coming into the game for Appoquinimink. For William Penn, Jonathan Kilson, here we already talked about, is in there now as well, alongside Michael Wilmore as the 2 recent subs for the Colonials.
I think both coaches are trying to get into their bench early, let them feel the atmosphere, see if they can get a sweat built up by everybody, and then get back to their starters and let the game progress.
Here's Valmont trying to get downhill, was trying to take Lanier Harvey, and he got some contact on his way inside. And they'll inbound underneath the basket with 4:14.
That's when William Penn's at their best, when Valmont is creating off the dribble. He ends up getting back to his left hand most of the time, but he can penetrate with both hands, so he's doing there with his right back to his left.
And that's a deep three, but he can hit it, and you're going to have to get out on him there. That was a deep one, but gave Valmont on the board with a triple.
Knowing that his team needs some scoring, steps into that long-range three from the top of the key. An excellent shot. And
Jason Young too strong with his shot off the glass. Here comes Valmont quickly the other direction. Off the glass, couldn't get it to fall, and then a whistle here in the backcourt against William Penn. But Valmont, he's got the range. We saw him do it. The game winner he hit at Appo on the road was way deep, double coverage. Was just able to elevate over both defenders, let it fly, and it found its way into the net.
It's interesting, isn't it, Nick, how some players just have the sense of time and the situation to come up with big plays. Valmont, clearly that type of player. Pushing it there in transition, but just played a little too fast at the basket.
Trying to go for the steal was William Penn, led to a Tommy Vaughn open three off the front end of the rim into the hands of Jaden Guy, who brings it up for William Penn.
I like Guy. He plays at a good pace, has a good feel for what Gary Lumpkin wants to do. Has a really nice compliment along with Sample to Valmont.
Wilmore kicks out to Kilson. His three bounces off the side of the rim, and now here comes Appo. Tommy Vaughn, 3-on-2 for the Jaguars. Vaughn trying to put Valmont in the spin cycle, but instead did so himself, and he'll get an extra step on the travel.
Sometimes you're almost too quick. And that time Vaughn, as he tried to execute the spin move when Valmont dove at the ball, we call that a dart play. He just darts in at the ball, resulted in the walk by Vaughn.
Valmont saw something down court. It was Jonathan Kilson in the corner who immediately went baseline. A tie-up down there. It's going to stay down this end with William Penn. Still 4-3, 3:08 remaining here in the first.
When William Penn can, they will push the ball down the court with long passes.
And how about that entry feed? Able to finish easily was Michael Wilmore, who comes free on the inbound.
Screen for the screener. Nice out-of-bounds play underneath called by Gary Lumpkin. Good execution by William Penn.
Getting to the cup this time was Jason Young. That one off the mark as well. And now here come William Penn. 2-on-2. Valmont around the back. Baseline fadeaway jumper is sent back. Great defense down there from Appoquinimink. And that's one thing about the Jaguars is we have a timeout on the floor. It looks like we'll stay right here. But that's the thing, Coach, about Appoquinimink. We do have a timeout.
No, it's going to be a technical.
Oh, we have a technical.
And I think they called it on Hodge Bell after the block, probably saying something to his opponent.
And, Coach, the last time we did a game with Appoquinimink was Sally's Appo. It was a battle all through about 3.5 quarters. Hodge Bell got a little emotional, was thrown out of that ball game, and right after that, Sally's just took off and ended up winning by double digits. So, again, one of the better players on Appoquinimink is Hodge Bell. Just going to have to learn to keep a little bit cool here today.
Well, that's great advice, Nick, and that's certainly up to the coaching staff to help him with that. Haj Bell is an excellent player, and they certainly
absolutely
need him, so they can ill afford to lose him. Now, the technical, remember, acts as a foul, a personal foul, and they not only get the free throws, but they get the ball back to William Penn. So those kind of plays, he makes a good play, just play through that. Who cares what your opponent thinks? You just blocked his shot.
7-4 William Penn. Jaden Guy going to get inside, hang, and finish. A nice move that time by number 1 in white.
Every time I see Guy play, I'm more impressed than the last time.
Don't blink. Burlew going to catch that one in the air and finish for 2.
Quick finish. William Penn trying to exert some pressure at full court. Appo breaks it quickly and punishes them at the other end with the score.
Valmont now finds Jordan Moore. His mid-range jumper is long, Emmanuel Vaughn. And now here comes Appo. They love to run, and that time a little bit too out in front of themselves here yet again in the first.
If Appo would come down to maybe Mach 3 from Mach 10, I think they'd be better served. Yes, you want to put pressure on teams, but you always want to do it the right way and intelligently. Just don't make flagrant passes that are going to end up in turnovers. That's the 6th turnover already in the first quarter for Appo.
Again, Appo, one of the better defensive teams in the state as well, as this is going to be a 3 up and in. Cash money, Jonathan Kilson. He's got 5 since he checked into the ball game after the technical free throws. Maybe got him going here.
Kilson, the recipient of a really nice pin down screen by Michael Wilmore.
Appo going to try to answer 12-6 lead for William Penn as we approach the minute-and-a-half mark of quarter number 1. There's that intensity out of the Colonial defense as Young going to give it up. Here's Barksdale trying to get inside. Shot blocked underneath by William Penn, and now here come the Colonials, led by Emmanuel Vaughn. Up more ahead. Pull-up 3 for Wilmore was off the side of the rim. Jaden Guy battling for the second chance, but the Jaguars take it away, and here they come. Vaughn going to pull up. How about the defense from Emmanuel Vaughn? But I guess got a hand on Tommy Vaughn as he elevated, and he'll head to the line.
Vaughn, the lefty, pushes the ball in transition. He pulls up into the mid-range, but without a fake and 2 shot blockers on him, he was very fortunate there that the foul was called against William Penn. Again, play fast, but never be in a hurry, and I think right now that seems to be what's happening for both teams. Just taking early, ill-advised shots, pushing the ball, hoping for something good to happen, and not understanding that the defense might be set and be there to not allow you to accomplish that.
First free throw, no good for Tommy Vaughn Jr., the sophomore. One more on the way. And he'll get that one to go. Lead cut 12-7 now as we approach the 1-minute mark of quarter number 1. Corey Mitchell now into the ballgame for William Penn is showing off the depth here early. Jaden Guy has to go get that one. Now going to try to beat his defender, and good defense up top on the perimeter. Was Appo able to knock that one away? I believe it was Lanier Harvey.
Appoquinimink likes to extend their man-to-man pressure to half court and sometimes beyond it. The problem there is if you cannot control the dribbler, you're going to open up a 5-on-4 situation and probably create a help-up. Now, one thing that Appo requires and needs is that rim protection they get from Baloo and others.
And now we're going to see Efekoto into the game here for Appo. He's going to be anchoring the middle, and they're going to try to feed Vom. It's going to be one-on-one with Efe. Block, dribble, and baby hook on the baseline, and a pretty shot that time by number 13, Emmanuel Vaughn, for his first field goal.
Vaughn did a great job. Turns to his left shoulder, right hand, turnover.
And almost steal the Colonials, but unable to finish. Appo lofted up, looking for Efe, stolen right back. Now ahead of the pack is Corey Mitchell, off the glass in transition for 2 more.
Right now, William Penn just more opportunistic, taking better care of the ball. 8 turnovers already for Appoquinimink, playing completely out of control.
And there they go again. That time somehow found the net off the glass for 2. That was Christian Barksdale. And now 3 seconds to work with. Mitchell, step back at the buzzer, was halfway down and it won't fall, so that'll take us to the end of quarter number 1. 16-9. William Penn on top of Appoquinimink here at home. We'll take a break when we come back. Second quarter action live from Newcastle at William Penn High School.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health-screened craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions.
To protect our staff.
and our customers.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Allison-Dreen alongside the coach Bill Harmon, Pat Garanis, and Mike Lang here. Courtside in Newcastle, it's William Penn taking on Appoquinimink. Again, Flight A title on the line for Appo, and William Penn is able to get the win here at home. Middletown, who's in attendance, will wrap up the Flight A. If Appo gets the win here, they will be your Flight A champions, and then winner, obviously, of the Flight A will play Howard on Saturday. So, Coach, an interesting first quarter there, 16-9. A lot of running early in this one, and William Penn looking at a 7-point lead.
I thought William Penn played much better in the first quarter than Appo. They played with a little bit more thought behind what they were doing. Their defense created some turnovers, which led directly to baskets. I thought they were able to get to the basket a little bit more easily than Appo was able to. But Appo's a very talented team, just playing a little faster. And William Penn trying to change the tempo, going to a 2-3 zone.
Berlow with a nice feed underneath. That one is finished by Jason Young, so able to beat the zone that time, and they found probably their easiest bucket of the ball game.
Absolutely, and that was great ball movement going in and out, and then high-low results in a layup inside. Nice zone attack there, Tom Purse and his team.
William Penn trying to answer. That's a corner three, up and long. Offensive opportunity, though, here for William Penn, at least for the moment, and we'll have a turnover here against the Colonials.
Well, Burlew was always an issue in there as a rim protector. At 6'7", he's very mobile, a good shot blocker, and I think that's what created the turnover, just playing too fast instead of locating where Burlew was and then attacking.
William Penn has played 10 out of the 12 guys on the roster here so far in this one. Again, up against the zone, Jason Young finds his second consecutive bucket, able to float that one up and in.
Boy, I was impressed with Young. He turned, faced up against the William Penn zone, and was able to elevate for that mid-range shot.
Valmont trying to get inside, will take a defender away. Here comes Fawcett on the cut, and he floats it up and in for two. That's Jasir Fawcett-Kelly.
Well, Fawcett-Kelly did a great job of cutting from the weak side down the middle of the lane. A nice find by his teammate, and a little mid-range floater over the shot blocker. Good execution.
And Fawcett-Kelly there, a little too aggressive with the hand check up top. Got a hand on Hodge Bell. Foul will go against the Colonials and Kelly. For a third-team foul against William Penn, 6:47 remaining here in the first half.
After going to that 2-3 zone and a little full-court pressure, William Penn back in their man-to-man, which I think is a smart change-up.
Berleau has space. He'll launch a three, just short off the front end of the rim. Last touched by William Penn. And now the officials are going to get together and talk about it. You see Coach Lumpkin lobbying for it on the other side. And it's going to stay down here.
That was a high pick and roll and then a pick and pop by Berleau. He's not known as a three-point shooter, will stretch the defense, but I think that's a shot that William Penn's got to allow Berleau to take.
They tried to get it into Berleau on the inbound, just out of his reach and out of bounds. So 6:37, 18-13 still in favor of William Penn. Now here's the pressure from Appoquinimink.
And to speed up the tempo, Appo will go to a face-guarding man-to-man at full court and then transition back to their normal man-to-man at half court.
How about that defense from Barksdale? They tried to get it quickly into Sample. He thought it was tipped out of play. It turns out it bounced off a Sample. So a quick turnover forced by the Appoquinimink Jaguars on that pressure. So they get what they wanted. They'll get the ball back here. Now a timeout on the floor will stay right here. 6:36, 18-13. And just, Coach, what have you seen so far here with the Flight A on the Flight A title on the line and just being here courtside through a quarter and a half?
Well, a game that wants to be played at a very fast tempo, up and down, a little out of control at times, but some really good talent here on the floor. If they would just slow down and play a little bit more within themselves, I think we'll have an excellent ball game. William Penn has made less mistakes. That's why they're up. They've done a nice job of sharing the ball. Appo's kind of relied on the one-on-one dribble action to attack, and let's see if they can kind of claw themselves back with the defense, as you mentioned earlier, one of their staples of their program.
Valmont and Sample combining for just 3 points here early in this contest. Look for them to get on the score sheet rather quickly as Barksdale will set to inbound. Gets it into Hodge Bell. He'll take it back up top as they want to set up the up. Nice crossover. Ball tipped out of play. Able to save it back to Berleau. As they'll get it to Young. He's been the zone killer. He'll step back. That one's real strong off the glass and rebound to Valmont.
Well, against man-to-man, he's going to have better coverage and not have the wide-open shots, and that's It's what resulted in the air ball. Even though it hit the backboard, it did not hit the rim from 18 feet.
That's deep, Coach, and that was halfway down for Gabe Valmont, and that's why you have to play him at half court like Steph Curry in the All-Star game.
Well, Curry did have a great game. 16 threes, I think, out of 27 shots. Valmont trying to do that. He's 1 for 2 from long range.
Another whistle here. This one going to go against William Penn. Fawcett Kelly, I believe he'll get called once again, his second foul so far in this one.
Curry must have felt like I was out there defending him.
I don't think it was.
At some point, I'm going to eventually foul him or something. I'm not going to let him make 16 in a row.
That was one of the greatest performances. I mean, All-Star game, obviously, but wow, if you had a chance to check that one out, what a game it was.
He's an amazing shooter, an amazing athlete, a guy that really got his game better.
Another turnover.
Hard work.
Here against Appo, Coach, something we talked about. Yes, and also a part of All-Star Weekend, while we're on the subject, Nashawn Bones Highland, a member of Team Peyton on Friday night in the Rising Stars game. He had 10 points, double digits, and again, all of us here rooting for Bones, and he continues to have a pretty impressive rookie campaign, the late first-round pick.
Highland, the St. George's grad, and then VCU playing for the Denver Nuggets. I look at the box scores, not every night, but boy, he's usually around 15 to 18 minutes, sometimes up in the 20s, and gets himself 6 to 8 points. I've been very impressed with his play in his rookie year.
18-13, William Penn still in front. Valmont feeds down low to Jordan Moore, floats it in, and a nice feed from Valmont, and Moore's on the board.
Gabriel Valmont does a great job of getting where he wants with his quickness and his ball handling skills, sets up his teammates extremely well, especially when he creates some pressure and forces the back line to step up.
Here's driving Christian Barksdale, hangs in the air and goes off the glass for 2. A pretty shot there, and Barksdale's got 4.
Barksdale has excellent body control, does a good job of getting some pressure against the defense and then finding a way to finish creatively.
Jalen Sample drives and kicks to Jordan Moore yet again. He knocks down the mid-range jumper. So back-to-back buckets for Jordan Moore. William Penn up 7.
Sample was brought out of the game early after a questionable shot. Gary Lumpkin brought him over to sit down. Sat down most of the quarter. Now he's back, and they're going to need him to win this game because of his athleticism and his skill.
Barksdale, that one was halfway down. It somehow came out. Valmont rolling all over the floor trying to save it. Somehow does. Jordan Moore now battling underneath with the freshly into the game Daniel Harvey, who's a freshman, getting some minutes here for Appoquinimink, and now they're going to be tied up on the floor as bodies hit the deck. We'll see what the official word is here. I believe a jump ball going to stay down here.
Valmont just threw the ball ahead, and Fawcett Kelly was able to run it down on the baseline to save it back to another teammate. Just a great hustle play. Valmont, no matter whether he makes a shot or not, he impacts the game with his tremendous intensity.
I'm telling you, William Penn has some speed out there, especially with Fawcett Kelly. Valmont inbounds, gets it back. Mid-range jumper off the left side of the rim, too strong, bounces back right into the hands of Appo and Hodge Bell. Hodge Bell thought about it, gets it over to Daniel Harvey. Now it's Tommy Vaughn as he'll set up the offense. Just going to try to take Guy off the dribble, got to the bucket, but lost the ball on his way up. Jordan Moore leaking out ahead of the pack, has to run and try to save it, unable to do so.
Well, they're trying to pitch the ball ahead, and they've been taking advantage of Appoquinimink's lack of balance and also attacking the offensive glass. They've had some leakouts. They just haven't been able to convert on some of those fast break opportunities.
Pressure here now out of the Colonials. It's going to be Guy, Sample, and Valmont going to stick with Bell. So again, like you mentioned, back to the man-to-man here for William Penn.
Appoquinimink uses a 5-out motion, and then when Ballew's in there, sometimes he will pop out, play on the perimeter, a high ball screen, which allows him to have some open lanes to attack with the dribble.
And you see Tommy Vaughn putting it on the floor there. He'll head back to the free throw line. Tommy Vaughn, 5 points, and 1 of 2 the last time to the stripe. And Coach Appo, again, more of a defensive team as we talked about. They got some wins, some good wins this year. They beat Cesar Rodney, Delmarva Christian. Middletown as the first free throw is off the mark for Tommy Vaughn. Free throws have been a little bit of a struggle here for both teams early in this one, but they beat Middletown by double digits, and they beat Caravel, so they got some good wins. And they lost to William Penn back in December, Howard, Sally's, and then the Mount Pleasant one, probably the toughest loss of the year for them.
That was a 2-point loss. I believe that was on the road. And
yes.
William Penn with a big-time upset there. That was probably unexpected by a lot of people.
Able to knock down 1 of 2 was Tommy Vaughn, give him 6 on the evening here. Is Appo trying to get back in this one. Only trailing by 6 is Guy going to try to take Tommy Vaughn. And Tommy Vaughn Jr. going to get called with the bump out near the perimeter.
Guy is an excellent ball handler, uses his body, finds the right angles to attack. A good setup man. He really plays well with Valmont.
It's William Penn, Valmont, and Sample still with just 3 points combined here so far in the first half, but William Penn still looking at a 6-point lead, as other guys definitely can chip in for this Colonial team. Jaden Guy being one of them. He controls it now, top of the key. Tries to take Vaughn. Around the back he goes. He'll kick to the corner. That three was up and almost down, but not before a travel call here against William Penn.
And that's a travel on the catch. Corey Mitchell was spotted up as Guy got down into the mid-range of the lane, kicks it out, and I think that's one of those where you just shuffled your feet prior to catching the ball.
Trying to inbound there was Appoquinimink, and I believe they're going to get called for 5 seconds. So unable to get it in, and that's going to be another turnover against Appo. They're just having trouble finding that rhythm offensively.
Well, some of it, Nick, is William Penn's aggressiveness, and some of it is just their careless play.
Valmont gets inside off the glass. That one goes with the left hand. He's got his second field goal.
Boy, what a great finish there by Valmont, rising up over the extended arm of Blue, who's 6'7", challenging his shot.
Valmont almost got the charge there as Harvey used the off arm, but then able to come back as Hodge Bell can't catch his own rebound as he tried to float that one up but didn't hit anything. And then again, it seems Coach Appo playing a little fast.
Well, Hodge Bell is a terrific athlete. He can get almost anywhere he wants on the court. If he would just slow down, maybe play off 2 feet occasionally, I think he could impact the defense even more than he is.
Under 3, Valmont 4-3. Hung up in the air for a second, then hauled in by Tommy Vaughn. 24-16, here comes Vaughn. Pick the pocket, does Gabe Valmont. 1 on 3, can he finish? Of course he can, again with the left.
So he takes a questionable shot at one end, but gets back and makes up for it with a great steal, and that is now the 13th turnover by Appoquinimink, and I believe that's about 12 points that William Penn has scored off the turnovers.
Another quick shot here for Appo. Vaughn elevated from the free throw line, couldn't get it to go. Now off to the races is William Penn. Valmont takes the handoff, he'll dribble around baseline, kicks out to Sample. One more time, Vaughn lines up a 3, and that one almost went. But Tommy Vaughn's gonna go up and get the rebound. And then a whistle here, I believe, a foul in the backcourt. You saw a few Jaguars leak for the outlet, and maybe a intentional foul to prevent that pass, but a whistle nonetheless. Now some subs here for Appo.
I'm always a little concerned when one of your big men who needs to be inside rebounding is the guy that's leaking out. So Appoquinimink has got to make a better effort to block out, get more bodies in the lane, and keep William Penn off the offensive glass.
2:05 remaining here, first half action. William Penn Downs extended this lead to double digits, 26-16. They're being led now by Gabriel Valmont, who has 7. It seems like a moment ago he said him and Sample combined for 3. He's picked up 2 quick buckets since then. Jonathan Kilson with 5 off the bench for William Penn. For Appoquinimink, Tommy Vaughn Jr. has got 6 points. Jason Young and Barksdale both with 4.
Well, Valmont is a really fun player to watch. He's explosive, he's dynamic, he's electric in the open court, loves the long-range 3. He's kind of got a step back like James Harden, I've noticed, especially on the right side. He's probably watched a lot of YouTubes or TikTok or whatever these all these players are on these days. But he does have a formidable shot. He has excellent range, but I just love him when he's attacking the basket. He is really creative at getting there. He knows the angles, and then he's also a willing passer to his teammates.
And last time we were here was the game against Mount Pleasant here at William Penn, and Valmont and Sample combined for 60. So we'll see if they can do something similar come tournament time. Again, they're doing what they can here early. William Penn had a double-digit lead, and Sample's yet to get on the score sheet.
Well, Sample's been hindered by being on the bench probably for about 5 minutes in the first quarter, but Coach Lumpkin wanted him to watch the game and see what was going on, and he'll be back in, and I'm sure he'll be a factor.
Lanier Harvey lines up a 3 from the corner, and down that goes. A big shot for the Jaguars there, their first triple of the evening.
Well, Harvey needed to hit that for them. Appo's been struggling from long range. That time the defender stayed low, and he read that defense and rose up for the shot.
Here's Jaden Guy, gets inside Berlow, tried to look like take the charge, but in doing so, Guy slipped right around him and laid it in.
Well, Guy is really good around the basket, very physical.
Again, Berlow, once he gets down the floor so quickly, once again down on the block, Appo takes it right down and scores in about 5 seconds.
And William Penn's got to do a better job of transitioning from their offensive end to the defensive end, not to allow
You don't want to leave him open, Coach. Jalen Sample, and you don't want to let him get going either, and that's the way to do it. A bunch of open space for Sample as he lined up and knocked down that three from the left wing. So right after the near Harvey three, William Penn able to stop any type of momentum rather quickly, and that's for Jalen Sample's first bucket, and now back to a 10-point lead.
Well, Sample was spotted up in one of his favorite positions, left side. Foul line extended in the slot, just drills the three. There was not a defender close by. If you don't locate players like Valmont, Guy, and Sample in transition, they will hurt you.
So coming out of the timeout, 57.5 seconds remaining here in half number one. William Penn here trying to give Middletown the Flight A title with a win. They're leading Appo 31-21. Again, getting contributions from all kinds of players here on William Penn. 9 players have scored here today for the Colonials and 5 for Appoquinimink.
We've got to call that a program game, don't you? Gary Lumpkin's got to be very pleased with his starters and his bench. Gilson, that was a nice substitution, comes in and plays really well. This team seems to like one another. They play well together. They share the ball, screening, moving, making the extra pass. A really good performance here in the first half by William Penn.
So lead to 10. We'll see if Appo can try to get some momentum as the teams head into the locker room. Jason Young spins, hangs, too short. Jaden Guy with the rebound, and again, here come the Colonials. Up ahead, Emmanuel Vom kicks one more time into the corner. Jonathan Kilson, that three on the rim and just wouldn't go.
That was a perfect example of sharing the ball. Vaughn kicks it out from a layup to a three, and that one rattles around, but I just love the unselfishness of William Penn at the moment.
Yeah, great passing there, able to get inside, back up top. Barksdale's been hot in the second. That one rolls around and off once more, and now with 19 seconds, Valmont going to slow it down.
And a very smart job by Gary Lumpkin. Gets the attention of Valmont, playing for one here.
10 seconds for Valmont. Beautiful pass underneath. Vom can't finish. And now 6 seconds for Appoquinimink. Racing down the court is Hodge Bell and the Jaguars. Hand off to Berleau as time expires, and the jump shot won't go. And that'll bring us to the end of half number one. William Penn going to trot by us to the locker room. They lead Appoquinimink 31-21, a double-digit lead for the Colonials here on senior night, Coach.
Great energy by William Penn. Excellent defense, good in transition. Valmont leading them, making a lot of plays, but it's been a team effort. As you mentioned, 9 different players scoring. Gary Lumpkin's got to be very pleased. Tom Purse just got to tell his team to slow down, get better shots, take better care of the ball. 13 turnovers in the first half led to a number of transition points for William Penn.
They're led by Valmont. He's got 7. Jonathan Kilson, he has 5 off the bench for the Colonials. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you first half stats and ready for second half action here in Newcastle. William Penn on top of Appo 31-21.
We all know that choosing the right company for home preservation can be challenging. Your home is your castle, and only the best and most trusted will work, right? Of course. So why is Ace Handyman Services different and the right choice? We take great pride in our easy, no-hassle scheduling and communication process. You call, we answer, and we listen. Or take advantage of online booking 24/7. Once we understand your home needs, we schedule a craftsman to arrive at a convenient time for you. You then receive a pre-call the night before from your craftsman. On my way text notification so you know when to expect your craftsman to arrive. Regular updates on the progress of your job. Even follow-up prior to any warranty expiration dates. Easy, convenient, no surprises, ever. Our commitment is to treat your home, your family, your time, and your privacy with respect. Rest assured, you are always our top priority. Our multi-skilled craftsmen will complete the work on your home in a workmanlike manner. If we don't, we'll come back to make it right. It's what we do and have been since 1998. Simply put, we're different. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
High school athletics is not what it used to be. The sporting goods industry has been disrupted, adding to coach and athletic director daily challenges. BSN Sports stands ready to change the fundamentals of our industry, giving our customers the advantages they need right now. Your dedicated local sales pro is supported with nationwide team service, including sport and category experts. Get the look of D1 colleges and pro teams with our program that streamlines ordering your staff apparel, player gear, and fanwear. Stretch your budget with our fundraising solution. Free and ready in minutes. Our campus branding products are perfect for boosting school and team pride. BSN Sports has the advantages you need right now.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barkleys can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First State Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com.
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit bryans.loans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership.
Hi, it's Scott and Lauren from Soto Concepts.
And today we're at Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Catch 54 is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine overlooking the bay. House favorites include signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, our famous 54 burger, all accompanied by a wine spectator wine list and a great selection of craft ales and cocktails. Catch 54 offers delicious nightly specials, award-winning waterfront dining views, and the best happy hour in town.
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week.
See you soon.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
At Ferris Home Improvements, your family's comfort and safety is always our top priority.
If you call us for your roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchen, and bathroom needs, you can expect health screen craftsmen who wear gloves and face masks and follow minimum 6-foot distancing, virtual conferences to discuss project details, job quotes delivered electronically or brought to your door for your review and approval, and our showrooms in Newark and Rehoboth Beach remain open for limited appointments.
We're here together.
Operating with precautions
to protect our staff
and our customers.
High Five Hospitality was founded in 2004 when 3 guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise concept to Delaware. They now operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings, 6 locations throughout Delaware, and 2 locations in Maryland. B-Dubs has weekly and game day specials on their delicious food and beverages. Stop in one of their convenient locations today. The Stone Balloon Ale House features a unique blend of crafted food and an array of spirits, all flavored with a dash of nostalgia. Our culinary mantra is comfort food playfully reimagined, and we prepare seasonal favorites that strive to please the palate and resurface a memory. Limestone Barbecue, from our mouth-watering Texas-style brisket, fall-off-the-bone chicken, and St. Louis ribs. Southern-style sides, mac and cheese, baked beans, cornbread, sweet tea, and our homemade pickles. Be prepared as your bread will be your napkin. Yup, we are that kind of barbecue. Expectation. You'll have a tough time choosing between our exclusive dishes to help get you through the day. French toast, French crepes, Belgian waffles, and of course, our famous Eggs Benedict. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside the coach Bill Harmon. Pat Garianis to our right. Mike Lang up on the camera. It's a good one here between William Penn and Appoquinimink. After one half of play, William Penn here at home holding a 10.31-21 lead over the Jaguars. These two teams met back on December 14th. A 1-point victory for William Penn on a buzzer beater by Valmond from beyond the arc. And here we are a couple months later in February, and a lot more on the line this time around, at least for Appoquinimink, who are battling coach for that Flight A title.
Well, I think this is a great game for both teams because you'll go into the playoffs knowing exactly what you need to work on here for the next week before both of these teams, I have a feeling, are going to have a bye in the first round. So it's a good film study. You can break it down, a lot of fundamental work. I think both teams will understand what they can and can't do. William Penn right now a little better defensively, taking care of the ball a little bit better, and I think their shot selection has been superior. But Appoquinimink is a team that can go into lulls, but they have so much firepower that they can get back into the game in a very brief amount of time, especially with Vaughn and Barksdale and others leading them.
And Coach, again, something we didn't pick up on necessarily in the first half was no Owen Parrish for Appoquinimink. He had a big game against Sally's when we were there a few weeks ago. I don't even necessarily see him on the bench either. He's still on the roster as number 15. So again, he had about 15 points against Salesianum a few weeks ago. Again, I'm not sure what's going on there with him, but one of the offensive weapons here not on the floor today for Appoquinimink.
And he's a very good long-range shooter. It kind of settles him. Gives him, he's only a junior at 6'1", gives him that taller guard that can certainly hurt teams from range. So we don't know what's up with Parrish. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Yeah, again, not on the
And they get him back in the playoffs, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. They're going to be hoping for him as we begin third quarter action. Appo trying to get back into this one. Eric Mathang, he's been held scoreless. He battled foul trouble in that first half. He's going to try to quickly get on the board. Can't do it there as he took it inside, but came up a little short.
Well, they need to get some production from Mathang. Of course, the foul trouble did sit him down early in the first half, but he's a very fine player and needs to get going to help Appo here in the second half.
Setting up the alley-oop to Jordan Moore on the baseline. We've seen that out of them all season long, but unable to get it. But here's a little second-chance opportunity for Valmont and company. Lasers, that one to Jordan Moore. Took contact and still able to finish, so William Penn picking up where they left off.
Jordan Moore is really explosive inside. Went up, definitely played through some contact there. The officials, a good crew here, letting him play a little bit, but a great find by Valmont and a better finish by Jordan Moore.
Lead to 12 now. Appo, again, trying to get into some type of offensive rhythm. Barksdale takes contact and finishes. We'll see if that gets him going. An and one for Christian Barksdale. And now a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
Barksdale very good at getting to his right hand down the lane, trying to impose his will inside. Took on the shot blocker, played through contact. A really nice play by Christian Barksdale, the junior, and they need to do some of that. They need to attack the glass, get to the free throw line, score when the clock is not moving.
Once again, though, free throws have been an issue for both teams, but especially Appoquinimink here in this one. They missed another one that time. So 33-23 lead back to 10. Here's Jalen Sample. As William Penn going to work it around. Good passing. Valmont on the baseline. That one, shooter's roll, rolls in for Gabe Valmont.
They run a nice set there. They reverse the ball side to side several times, get Valmont off a little flare screen down in the left corner. A really good finish there by Valmont in the mid-range.
Barksdale gets inside yet again, and we'll see if he becomes the offensive guy here in the second half for Appo. He's got another quick bucket.
William Penn's got to do a better job of leveling Barksdale off, or at least making him go to his left hand too easily down the lane twice with his right hand.
Another drive and dish. Jaden Guy to Jordan Moore yet again. He's got 8 and knocks down that baseline jumper. Nothing but net for number 23, and William Penn looking efficient here on offense to begin the second half.
Jordan Moore has done a lot of it. Finished inside, then hits the mid-range. Good teamwork. I think Gary Lumpkin did a nice job at halftime of designing a couple set plays to open the second half. They just missed on the dunk as well, which would have been a crowd.
This place would have been up
crowd
on their
magnifier. But William Penn looking good because they're able to get their sets going. Yet Barksdale has kept Appoquinimink in with those 2 drives down lane.
Yeah, Coach, and again, that's one thing. If you're going to come on the road and play at William Penn, you better be ready. It's quite the crowd here, and they love to get into it. You got the cheerleaders across from us, you can see on your screen currently. And again, they like to bring the boom here in Newcastle if you're going to come on the road and play against the Colonials.
It's a great environment. This has always been a fun place to come into. I shouldn't say fun, a tough place to play, especially when you're on the road. But William Penn really gets a lot of emotion from their crowd and playing up at a high level here this afternoon and into this evening.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third, 12-point lead for William Penn. As Mathang trying to take Emmanuel Vom. Valmont going to poke that one away, and another turnover for Appo, but almost, and they do give it right back. 3-on-1 for the Jaguars. Mathang up ahead, and I believe that was Tommy Vaughn Jr. who was fouled. It was, so he'll head to the line for 2, where again, Appo has struggled here this evening.
Well, they certainly have. The first turnover of the half by both teams there on the transition, just trying to go too fast again. It's going to happen, but if you can, you need to just get the loose ball, secure it, come down, especially when you're up 12. Possession matters a lot more than trying to push the ball for an easy basket.
Tommy Vaughn Jr. able to knock down the first one. Second one on the way. He's got 7. And we'll make it 8. 2 for 2 from the line for Tommy Vaughn Jr. Apple going to have to start hitting their free throws. They did that time.
Good free throw shooter is Vaughn. He looks shot ready there. Very confident stroke.
5.5 to go. Quarter number 3. Lead back to 10. That's where it's been lately into that late second quarter into this third. As they're working around the perimeter, William Penn being very efficient, and they end off the screen coming free. Emmanuel Vom and William Penn getting whatever they want here in the third quarter.
That's the second time they've run the back screen. Vom, the recipient of a really nice pass from Jaden Guy. Good call from Gary Lumpkin off the bench.
Jaden Guy, he can pass the ball, absolutely. He's doing a great job distributing here today. And again, William Penn did a good passing team as Vaughn elevates, banks open yet again here on Wednesday.
Well, Vaughn, sensing his team really needs him. A tough shot over Guy's outstretched arm.
Valmont, a little Trey Young, going to get past the defender, slow down, try to float it up there. Shot wouldn't fall, however. Now here comes Hodge Bell. Work it over to the right wing to Tommy Vaughn Jr. Drive and kick to Barksdale. Thinking about a 3, but he'll reset it here.
I think the tempo's changed a little bit for Appo other than in transition. They're trying to run some of their sets. Running a little high ball screen there from Mathang to allow Barksdale to get more penetration that he's been able to do here in the second half.
So whistle here on the drive for Appoquinimink. Foul on the floor. They'll inbound now. Will Appo under the basket with 4.5 to go in the third. And Coach, again, there's just been no type of maybe run for Appo. That's all they're missing is, again, they'll score a couple and then William Penn will answer right back. Appo going to maybe try to go on a run here. As Mathang going to get inside, kicks out to Vaughn. That'd be a big 3 way off the glass again, and Appo kind of off the mark on some of these deep shots.
Well, they've had at least 4 air balls, some shots that have not even hit the rim. Again, feels like it's just so emotional. They're trying almost too hard. Just rise up and play your normal game. I think at the end of the day, the foul situation and the foul shooting will probably be the biggest factor, along with Appo's carelessness with the ball.
Yeah, not a good foul that time. Coach Purse wasn't happy with it. Eric Mathang going to pick up another cheap one up there near the perimeter. Again, unsure what foul number that is on Eric Mathang, but now William Penn set to inbound in front of the bench. Getting into Emmanuel Vom, and here comes Valmont on the cut. Hangs, takes Berlow right to the basket, couldn't finish. But Vom going to get yet another second chance opportunity for William Penn. Here's Valmont now back on the left wing. One-on-one with Hodge Bell. And now they'll get Hodge Bell with a reach in as well. And again, Hodge going to have a word with the official as, again, both calls you see Appoquinimink with some of the body language as they pick up a few reach-ins here.
Well, Valmont's so quick with the ball with either hand that he can create those fouls. And Hodge Bell, an excellent defender, just didn't move his feet quick enough.
They get it to Vom. Berlo does a good job of getting out on him. Valmont, though, comes and gets the ball on the left wing, trying to take Hodge Bell. Ball tipped by Hodge Bell around, and now Tommy Vaughn leaking out ahead of the pack and had a transition, but he'll pull it back out. Now hands off to Bell, skips inside, hop step floater, wouldn't fall either. Up ahead is Valmont, who's leaking down the other way, and he was already halfway down that side after the quick miss by Appo. He finds another easy two.
When one of your guards penetrates, you have to start rotating back so you have at least 2 players back. Only 1 back for Appo. William Penn takes advantage with a quick run out.
Lead to 12. Again, 10-12 range is where it's been. Mathang puts it on the floor, tries to take the defender up top to Berlo. He catches it in the air, tries to put it straight up, and he got a foul to reach in, and Vom got a piece of him.
Mathang, one of those other young players, 6'3", sophomore, plays well with his teammates. I like the pace of play that he handles himself at. A good rebounder, good screener. He's got a good mid-range game, an excellent defender. He just needs to stay out of foul trouble for Appo to be able to stay in this game.
And 1 of 2. The first one off the mark yet again for Appoquinimink. Berlo, though, still 1 more on the way. But again, free throws have not been kind to the Jaguars here in this one. But Mathang trying to create a second chance. And he does for the Jaguars. Coming free on the other way is Barksdale, and he has an easy, clear path to the lane.
What was interesting there, they only loaded with 1 man other than the free throw shooter to be able to acquire the offensive rebound. A mistake there by William Penn on their foul shot block out.
Here it is to 10. Valmont thought about the step back 3. He'll hand off to Jaden Guy. He'll drive. Kick leads to a 3. That's off the mark for Jonathan Kilson. Mathang going to save it, and then Appo able to get a bucket and put a stop together here. So we'll see if they can go on a run, what they've needed to here in this one if they want to get back in it. Bell to the baseline, found Tommy Vaughn. That shot rejected and no whistle. Now here comes Valmont, going to take Mathang in the other direction. Again, they'll let him play out here as well, and he misses that one. Mathang, just no one going to stop the ball. He'll get coast to coast and then hand off to Tommy Vaughn Jr., who finishes.
When the ball is in transition like that and you have defenders back, somebody has to stop the ball at about the 3-point line, and then the other defenders run back and locate who they need to play. William Penn has just let the ball attack too deep down the lane. Appoquinimink taking advantage of that.
And here we go, Coach. Lead to 8. That's the closest they've been in some time. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going as Jaden Guy gets inside. Tried to reverse that one up and in. Shot deflected out of play. Though it'll stay down here with William Penn. And again, once again, Jalen Sample on the bench here in the second half as Valmont will also take a seat. So a backcourtless here of Sample and Valmont here. We'll see what William Penn can do offensively.
Well, they'll let Guy run it, and he's very capable of doing that.
And he has a good pass there to a cutting Kilson. His shot blocked, gets it back. Shot wouldn't fall the second time, and now here come the Jaguars. 2-on-1. Lanier Harvey off the glass for 2, and we got a ball game, 41-35.
Appoquinimink's defense getting better, doing a good job of contesting and blocking shots around and then taking advantage of it transitionally. William Penn's got to do a much better job of getting back.
Minute and a half to go, quarter number 3. 6-point lead for William Penn. They've got it here on offense as they work it around the perimeter. Jaden Guy, as you mentioned, going to be the guy to set things up with Valmont and Sample on the bench. Here goes by the screen, able to get it down low. Kick to the corner to Kilson, who couldn't handle it.
Well, William Penn there just a little careless with the ball as well. Guy probably got in a little too deep, especially against the length of Appoquinimink. Once you get inside the foul line, unless you know you can get a straight line drive to score at the basket, you're better off pulling up about 12 feet from the basket. Now you have all kinds of options, not only for yourself, for your teammates.
Emmanuel Vom going to check back in for William Penn. Appo down by 6 and a chance to cut into it here. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Baseline opens up for Barksdale, and they'll get the charge call there. Great positioning underneath. I want to say Jordan Moore was the one to take it.
A really nice play, sliding in Moore along the baseline to draw the charge. That's the first charge drawn of the game, where by now you would have expected maybe 10 of those because of how many people with straight line drives and just lack of rotation defense, but a nice play there.
William Penn going to dribble right down, coast to coast. Hanging in the air was Corey Mitchell. He couldn't finish, but rebound up, back, and in for Emmanuel Vom.
Emmanuel Vom, really cagey around the basket, gets great position, fights relentlessly for the ball, an excellent offensive rebounder.
Here's the freshman, Daniel Harvey, back in for Appo. Getting the ball at the free throw line and ducking under a few defenders, and finishing was Lanier Harvey. A pretty move that time.
Harvey's done a nice job coming off the bench, giving Tom Purse some great minutes here, finishing with a nice little curly Q move around the basket.
43-37, William Penn, 15 seconds to work with here. As the clock is running, as we end near the third. Tripping and losing his footing, but it leads to a Vom baseline jumper, which won't go. 3 seconds. Ball stuck in the backcourt. That should do it here as Barksdale launches it up off the glass. It goes. And we are heading to quarter number 4. Appo making a little bit of a run there in the third. They've cut the lead to 6, 43-37 as we head to the fourth.
Excellent quarter by Appoquinimink. They did a nice job on the glass. They did a nice job with Barksdale and others getting to the basket. Their transition was better, and their rim defense was exceptional there. William Penn ran some good sets to start the second half out, and then kind of got out of rhythm with both Valmont and Sample on the bench.
Seeding's on the line. Flight A title on the line for the Jaguars. We'll take a break when we come back. Fourth quarter action right here from Delaware Live Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi,
And welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. You see the camera, state champions boys basketball for William Penn up there, 2001. And again, quite a program here over the years here at William Penn. Coach, you talked about some of the previous coaches. Gary Lumpkin now in his second season, as you alluded to, and having a good season this year are the Colonials.
He's a really fine coach. Works well with his players, got an excellent staff. He's got a world of experience, a great mentor for young men besides just being a basketball coach. William Penn very lucky to be able to find someone as good as Gary Lumpkin after losing Steve Christensen, one of the all-time really fine coaches in the state of Delaware.
And again, Christensen having William Penn at the Bob Carpenter Center a few times over that span. And we're here, fourth quarter action underway. Harvey battling with Valmont here in the backcourt. Harvey was just picked up a personal foul moments ago as we began quarter number 4. William Penn going to start this one with a 6-point lead.
They're going to open up with another set. They were looking for a backdoor. They're just over-anticipated by Jordan Moore was Valmont to go backdoor. That's the 12th turnover for William Penn.
So William Penn outscoring Appo the first 2 quarters. Appo outscoring William Penn quarter number 3. And here we go, 6-point deficit for the Jaguars. Flight A title on the line as we begin the fourth. Good active hands by Gabe Valmont, but tips it right back to Christian Barksdale. Harvey kicks it to the corner now. He's going to go around the Mathang screen. Again, Jalen Sample back in the ball game for the Colonials. Crossover. Barksdale going to get it back to Lanier Harvey. Spin move on Sample. Gets inside, and a pretty drive that time by Lanier Harvey.
Lanier Harvey has made a real impact coming off the bench. Plays at a nice pace. Good body control around the basket. A spin move with a right-hand finish.
Sample tries to cross over. He lost it. Here comes the freshman Daniel Harvey. Up ahead of the pack for 2 more. No, it's short as Tommy Vaughn tries to corral the miss, and the second chance won't go either. And a chance to make it a one-possession game, but William Penn tries to answer the other way. Jordan Moore misses, but able to get his own rebound. And then taken away is Lanier Harvey.
Boy, just a frenetic pace here, and both teams need to slow down. I was going to comment that I thought Appo was doing a good job of controlling the tempo, letting the game come to them and getting a lot better shots here.
Christian Barksdale from way downtown, and a big triple for the Jaguars. That cuts the lead to 1. It hasn't been that close since the first quarter. And a big 3, Christian Barksdale, coach. Him and Tommy Vaughn really leading the way offensively today for the Jags.
I give Tom Purse and his staff and Appoquinimink a real compliment. They could have been blown out of this game. It started to get expanded at the start of the second half. They battled back. They took better care of the ball. They were able to attack the glass. Barksdale and Harvey really doing a great job. And then Barksdale really being the man of the moment. Step back on a long-range three. That looked like your friend Steph Curry's range out there.
That was deep. Yeah, maybe we should have him and Valmont have a little three-point shooting contest after this one. But Barksdale really playing well here for Apple. When they were struggling offensively, he was kind of the guy that got them a few buckets every now and then, kind of kept them in this one. And then Tommy Vaughn adding, obviously, some scoring himself. And those are your two leading scorers. Lear Harvey also getting things going a little bit here in the third. But, Coach, if you're William Penn here, things starting to get away from you a little bit here into the fourth quarter, what do you got to do if you're the Colonials to try to settle down a little bit?
Well, three things. Number one, they've just got to do a better job taking care of the ball. They've been too quick with it. Too many turnovers here has allowed Appo to get back in it. Get back to running your sets. They've designed 2 or 3 really nice plays. The back screen for Moore, getting the ball to Moore off a ball screen inside, and then get back on defense. They have not transitioned well enough, and Appoquinimink has taken advantage of that. And I guess a 3B would be find a way to contain those dribble drive penetrations by Appoquinimink.
So backcourt back in for William Penn. You got Jaden Guy, Gabe Valmont, and Jalen Sample all in the game here now for the Colonials. 43-42, 6:20 to go. One-point deficit for Appo, the lowest it's been since the first. They feed Vom inside, and he's going to take Mathang, and able to take some contact as well and finish. A big bucket there for William Penn.
The play was made by Jaden Guy, being able to get down the lane, a nice little left-hand drop-off pass to Vom along the baseline, and a nice finish through contact.
Still a one-possession game, 3-point lead for Penn. A drive there from Harvey, but he'll get called for the travel, an extra step as he was able to get inside.
The veteran Mike Sneed was able to call that one from away. It's good to see that call being made. That's the Euro plus about a half a step. That's a walk because it just gives too much advantage to the offense. So a nice call there by the veteran official.
Yeah, that, and you don't want a spin move anywhere around here as well. He'll get called for sure. 5:39 in ticking. Here's Sample trying to take the freshman Harvey. He'll hand off to Jaden Guy. Guy going to look for somewhere to go. He'll dribble handoff now to Kilson as they work it to their man Valmont. 45-42, 3-point lead for Penn. He's got space. He'll launch deep three, way off the mark.
Just got his feet set, but was just off target. There was a little bit of a late contest there that probably affected his release.
Daniel Harvey has some momentum to get downhill. His layup wouldn't fall. Rebound to Jaden Guy. He'll put it right on the floor. Kick to the corner. Open three, nothing but net that time. That's Jonathan Kilson, his second triple. He's got 8 on the evening, and probably the biggest one of the night for him there.
Guy seemed to know exactly where Kilson was in that deep right corner in front of the William Penn bench. Kilson shot ready, really has a nice stroke. A big basket for William Penn when they were struggling.
Kilson will pick up the foul on the other end. So 5 team fouls for William Penn, 4 team fouls for Appoquinimink. Both Harveys will head to the bench here for Appo, as Jason Young going to check back in. Under 5 to play, 6-point lead for the home team, William Penn. They get it to Mathang. Mathang quiet today, dealing with foul trouble, trying to take Baum. He'll step inside, short on that one. Ball tipped around to Jason Young, who he can't finish either, and some of those layups underneath really hurting Appo here today. Just can't finish under there, and we, I believe, have a foul call underneath after the rebound.
They triple teamed Jaden Guy underneath their offensive basket. And if you have a man and you've committed that many players to him, the last thing you want to do is foul him in that situation. Fouling 88 feet away from the basket, not a good idea. It gets them closer to the one-on-one.
Still a 6-point lead for the Colonials. Here's Valmont. Put it on the floor quickly, beats the defender, up and easy too for Gabe Valmont. There's speed on that first step, and then they're going to get a turnover from Hodge Bell, who stepped over the baseline as he was ready to inbound. And now he'll have a word with the officials here. Him and Valmont getting into it a little bit as the chatter beginning.
Well, Valmont did a great job there with a wonderful, quick, long first step to get down the lane with his left hand. You can ill afford to let Valmont get wherever he wants, especially going left, and then a quick turnover, just careless play.
Vom tries to drive with the left, couldn't finish. Ball tipped right into the hands of Jason Young, who goes around the back on, and there's a double dribble. Got Valmont around the back, but you can't pick the ball up with 2 hands like that.
Just trying to play too fast. I know Young is trying to make a play for his team, but just possess the ball in a close game. More important than trying to push it and get a quick basket.
50-42. It was as a 1-point game, I believe, 43-42. Then almost 7-0 run here for William Penn to kind of gain control back of this one. But it was tightening up here down the stretch. Still a lot of basketball left. 4 minutes to play here from Newcastle. And again, Appo battling for that Flight A title. And William Penn, again, just trying to improve their seeding here in the tournament, trying to, again, finish the regular season the way they want to.
Well, William Penn's being led by Gabriel Valmont, and he is really a terrific player. He's able to get where he wants on the court. I know he's missed a couple of his long-range shots, but he's such a threat that he extends the defense, and I think that's why he sets his drives up so well. And then not only can he score, but he will facilitate inside. The same with Jaden Guy. We found in that transitional play, hitting Kilson in the right corner. He could have probably attacked the basket himself. Appo's got to settle back down. They've got to attack the basket via the dribble, which is what they did early on. Try to get some more fouls from William Penn so they can get deeper into the bonus here and have a lot of possessions without the clock moving very much.
Out of the timeout, the 5'4", Appoquinimink, Tommy Vaughn Jr., Eric Mathang, Jason Young, Hodge Bell, and Christian Barksdale. For William Penn, it's going to be Valmont, Guy, Vom, Sample, and Kilson. Here we go, out of the timeout, 8-point lead for William Penn. They'll control it out of the break. They'll feed Vom on the baseline, one-on-one with Mathang. And now it's going to be Valmont one-on-one here. Uses the offhand, step-back jumper is clean and pure from the free throw line.
They were trying to post up Vom on the left block, but it was partially played from the high side, and then Valmont just gets in the middle and gets that 8-footer.
Barksdale, how about another answer, another big three from Christian Barksdale. He's keeping Appo right in this one.
Barksdale made plays at the beginning of the half off the dribble. Now he's making plays late in the game from the three-point line.
Jalen Sample now 3:20 to go, 7-point lead for William Penn after the three. Vom trying to take Mathang inside, lost the ball, able to get it back. He'll hand off to Kilson, who elevates, shot long off the rim. Tipped around and out of play. It's going to go back to Appo.
Vom's been very impressive, only a sophomore. He's very active, long, mobile around the basket. Just missed there, but I like his aggressiveness. And then a nice kick out to Kilson, who had a shot that he probably makes fairly often, just happened to miss it. But that was good offense by William Penn. They probably now should really grind Appo up, maybe only looking for layups and foul shots.
52-45, under 3 to go here from Newcastle. Here's Lanier Harvey, backs down Jalen Sample, kicks out to Barksdale. He's been the hot man. He'll feed to the baseline, shot blocked by Emmanuel Vom on cue. But how about the second chance? Eric Mathang battling underneath, and what a chance, or what an opportunity to get his first bucket of the ball game.
Mathang has a lot of poise for a sophomore, even though he hasn't scored much. His defense has been exceptional. He moves well, a good rebounder, and to be in these clutch moments as a sophomore in a big game like this really speaks volumes of his play.
Now we have a whistle, another foul against Appo, so this will be the 6th team foul against the Jaguars. They trail by 5, and again, just another ticky-tack foul there in the backcourt for Appoquinimink.
And one they probably didn't want to do. I think they were just trying to create a steal. Now they will get William Penn closer to the one-on-one. The next foul is the one-on-one.
And I believe there it is on the baseline as Jalen Sample able to get there with the dribble and took a shot from someone underneath the basket, and he'll head to the line, as you mentioned, Coach. So 2.5 to play, and William Penn in the bonus up by 5.
If William Penn can make their free throws, they should probably win this game. Now, it'll be important here. The next 3 are the one-on-ones. Much harder to make than when you get to the double bonus.
And Sample, again, maybe not able to get into a rhythm here tonight, but he's one of the guys you'd like to have at the free throw line when you need some free throws, and he's able to knock down the first.
You're absolutely right. You want your ball handlers, your primary ball handlers, to be your best free throw shooters, because it's going to be in their hand. And now Appoquinimink, if they don't score, are going to have to make this a foul shooting contest.
Lead back to 7, 2.5 to go. Barksdale on the right wing. He's been the hot man in the second half. He'll kick it to the corner as they work it back around.
William Penn in a little zone again here. Now, they were exploited early in the game with 2 baskets and got back into their man-to-man.
There's Tommy Vaughn doing it yet again here as he got to the baseline, floats that one up and in with the left.
Vaughn, a little quiet here in the second half. A nice little floater against that 2-3 zone along the baseline.
Lead to 5, Coach. We've got a ball game. Again, William Penn, it is in the bonus. Big if they can hit their free throws. Under 2 to play. Appo trying to force a stop. Valmont gets to the basket, but how about Emmanuel Vom once again with a big-time play, this time once on the offensive glass, and he'll head to the free throw line after the foul call.
He is physical. He's a quick jumper. He's got excellent hands for a sophomore. A really heady play there. I almost thought he was going to throw it out to protect the ball, but then he figured, hey, I can get back in and get to the free throw line. But I've been really impressed with Emmanuel Vaughn's play throughout this game.
Exactly. When you think of William Penn, you think about that Jalen Sample, Gabe Valmont backcourt, but you mentioned it's so instrumental to this program has been Emmanuel Vaughn all season long. He's the guy that does the dirty work defensively, offensively. He's getting second chance opportunities, and that first free throw off the mark. But again, putting together a really nice season here is the sophomore. And again, just a sophomore for William Penn.
And he and Jordan Moore have been the big men around the basket for William Penn. Not over 6'3", but they're very active, they're physical, and give Gary Lumpkin a really good rim defense as well.
1 of 2 for the sophomore Vom. Lead to 6, under 2 minutes to play. Big possession here for Appoquinimink. Barksdale trying to take Fawcett Kelly. William Penn again now, it looks like back into the man-to-man as Valmont comes over with the help defense and pokes it away. Lofts it up to Vom underneath. He goes and gets it and finishes for 2. Big series of events for the Colonials.
Well, we talked about Vom in the last possession. Here he does it again, the recipient of a great push by Valmont.
Barksdale has been hitting all evening. That one off the back end of the rim, tipped back up by Appo, so he'll have a foul on the second chance putback as Tyler Vaughn going to head to the free throw line.
Well, Vaughn is one of those players that just finds a way to try to help his team. He hit that little floater against the zone on the baseline to force William Penn out of the zone again. Here he works the offensive glass. He just kind of knows how to make a play for his team in the clutch.
Free throws upcoming for Tommy Vaughn Jr. And again, it was a shooting foul, so he'll have 2. And once again, the first one off the mark. Free throws have been an issue here tonight for Appo.
Well, this is certainly something that Tom Purse and his staff will recognize, and they'll work hard on it here in the next week, because when you get deeper into the tournament, this free throw line really becomes a factor. And to be a great club, I think you've got to shoot at least 70%.
I agree with the coach. Free throws are big, and if Jason was here, he'd be saying the same thing. Gabe Valmont able to get past 2 defenders for Appo, gets inside, stops on a dime, up and in, and again, just too easy for number 3.
Well, Valmont explodes down the lane. I thought he might withdraw the ball because he didn't want to shoot it so quickly and let more clock run, but found himself wide open in front of the basket.
Harvey drives, takes some contact, and another whistle, so this will be a foul here, I believe, against Valmont, who will get called, and it's clock stop now, coach, for the moment at 53.5 seconds. William Penn with a 9-point lead, and again, it's been all Colonials here throughout the first half. Appo climbed back in it late in the third, early fourth, cut it to 1 point. And then William Penn able to find their rhythm and then extended almost back to double digits here late in the fourth.
2 things you don't want to do as a defensive team when you have the lead, especially late under a minute. No fouls and no 3-point shots. I thought the insertion of Fawcett Kelly to defend Barksdale was a really smart move by Gary Lumpkin.
Another missed free throw by Appo as Jaden Guy takes it up court, speeds down, kicks to Sample. 3 for Sample is in. And that's what we're used to seeing, his second triple, and the fans are on their feet. William Penn on their way to another win as Vaughn gets inside, couldn't get it to go. Mathang, second chance is good. Timeout. Appoquinimink with 31 seconds left, coach. 10-point lead, double digits for William Penn after the Sample triple in the corner. What have you seen out of William Penn today?
A lot of good things. They are a very athletic team. They're well coached. They play extremely hard. When you have guard play of Guy and Valmont and then Sample, even though probably hasn't had one of his better games of the season, he makes a big shot there, saddled with fouls early on. They're going to be a contender. And then you include Vom, only a sophomore, and the other big man, Jordan Moore. I think they're extremely mobile. Even though they don't look big, when you look at them, they're explosive. They play much taller than their height. And for them to be able to do this to Appo, who I think came in probably playing as well as anybody in the state, an exceptional win here at home. I mean, it's not over yet, but if they make their free throws, it will be.
An impressive performance for William Penn here at home. Once again, we've been here a couple times, and they've been undefeated every time we've been here in Newcastle. They've love to play here at William Penn, and Gabe Valmont 18 points to lead the way for William Penn, but they've got contributions up and down. You talked about Emmanuel Baum. He had 11. Jordan Moore adds 8. Sample adds 8. Kilson adds 8. And everybody getting in on the scoring here for the Colonials.
Excellent balance. You mentioned that 9 players had scored, played and scored in the first half. That really makes it difficult to defend, and I like the fact that they share the ball. They seem to really enjoy playing with one another. Gary Lumpkin's probably got a lot to do with that.
Harvey got a hand on the ball. They'll call him for a foul. So some more free throws coming up here from William Penn High School. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. And William Penn coming into this one, your 8th-ranked team. Obviously, that does not, go right into the seedings. Doesn't apply that way. But it's going to be interesting come Friday morning to see where both of these teams land. William Penn, if everything goes as planned for them, they'll end the season 14-5. Appo also 14-5.
Well, both teams are very athletic. Both teams play very hard. They have talented players. These two teams will be around deep into the tournament.
First free throw up and in for Corey Mitchell. Second one is up and in as well. 4 points for the junior Mitchell, and now 23 seconds left in this one. 12-point lead for William Penn. They kick to the corner. That 3 is launched right into the hands of Jaden Guy, who lofts it up ahead to Jalen Sample. 13 seconds, and he'll finish for 2 more. And William Penn, you're going to put an exclamation point on this one, as Tommy Vaughn Jr. going to add to his score total here as the clock hits 0. So there you have it, Coach. William Penn gets the win over Appo here at home, so that means Middletown is your Flight A champs.
Well, an outstanding performance defending their home court. Gary Lumpkin's team, he's got to be very proud of them. Valmont, Guy, Sample. Where do we go on? Baum, Moore. I really like the play of Kilson off the bench. And this was a team victory, a program win. Appo, I think their carelessness early on in the game gave William Penn that lead. Then they battled back. I thought they did some great things. Barksdale was terrific in the second half, not only with his drives, but with his long-range shooting. But then in the end, it was just too much William Penn, their defense, and those turnovers came back to haunt Appoquinimink in the end.
Again, we'll see if we can get a chance to talk with Gabriel Valmont here in a second. 18 points for the senior as he led William Penn to the victory here at home. You see the players walking by us as the fans starting to get on to the court, but we'll wrap it up here from William Penn regardless and let everybody get back home and celebrate the win for the Colonials. So, Coach, for Nick Allison-Drini, the coach Bill Harmon, Pat Garianis, Mike Lang up top. William Penn, they get the win here at home, 66-54 over the Appoquinimink Jaguars. Up next, Coach, is Friday where we'll see the bracket revealed.
It should be a great one. A lot of intrigue going into who's going to be that number 1 seed, but I think what you're really going to be interested in is who is that 22, 23, 24 team. Because good teams are going to be right at the back end who can get an upset victory in at least the first round.
So much parity this year. Going to be a heck of a postseason tournament. Again, for Nick Allison-Drini, the coach Bill Harmon, Pat Garianis, Mike Lang, and Pops. Wrapping it up here from William Penn. Colonials get the win, 66-54. We'll see you Friday afternoon to talk a little seedings.